fuego, fuego. It's hot, fuego, caliente, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego. It's hot, fuego, it's hot, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego, hot, fuego, caliente, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego. It's hot, fuego, caliente, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego. It's hot, fuego, caliente, fuego, hot, fuego, fuego. It's hot, fuego, it's hot. Beans itching with the ticks. I can teach arithmetics. John Wick with the stick. Hit man with the shits. Kick those.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Friday's edition of the Naked Truth, your political hip hop outlet. I'm Jimmy, the Square Guy, the one talk fly to you before he lie to you. With Carla, the iClub bottom model. Hey, Carla. You calm down now?
Huh?
You good now?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean I'm good? See, there you go, starting.
Because you just jumped out on me and walked through the door. I'm just saying.
How long ago was that now?
I don't forget. I hold grudges.
Oh, you hold things.
Oh, yeah.
One of those?
Yeah, I'm real. I hold grudges. Yeah. especially when it's gift giving time, I got to hold a grudge. They give me a reason not to give you nothing.
That's just
birthdays, Christmas,
oh, you
anniversary.
You mad at me? I ain't giving you nothing.
Yeah. I'll pick a fight right around that time.
Oh, no wonder you picking fights.
No, I'm just playing. I wouldn't.
No. You know what?
I'm serious.
Picking fights.
I'm serious. Now look, if I had a baby mama, I don't care what it was, I would still get her something, no matter what kind of term he was on. It's Mother's Day, I would do it anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just playing with you. I was look like I was for real, huh?
Uh-huh.
I'm getting good. Let me get to Hollywood. I'm getting good.
So with that wig that you had on the other day?
Carl, that's the old show. We're not talking about that.
No, that wig that they put on you though, your head was a little big for it, huh? That was funny. She had to loosen it up and everything.
Carl, we're not talking about that. This day is Friday, not Wednesday.
It was like what color is it? Burgundy?
I didn't look fly in it. Dang, I tried.
The wig was good. You know, I was thinking about it for myself. You know, go a little shorter. But you, yeah, no.
Well,
you're not going to Hollywood with that. I'm sorry, you're just not.
Anyway, let's get in for our TNT for the day. One thing I want to find out first. Have you heard about the little girl come up missing?
Yes.
That's sad.
It is. But now, did you know that the stepdad is MIA?
He should have been MIA. Anytime, as I said it before, anytime that a story don't add up, there's missing pieces, people start digging. They look for clarity. They try to find out, what's really going on. And because his story didn't match, they dug and they dug. Now they found out he's a registered sex offender. Means sexual mutilation of a child, however you say it. Not saying that he's guilty, not saying that he did anything to this child. It's just that now, with that allegation and what's going on, it don't look good.
At all. Like I said it from the jump, he started changing his story way too fast. Like he couldn't continue a basic story. Like he couldn't hold it. He started getting nervous, or I don't know what started going through his head, but he started changing it. That changed, liars can't lie for too long.
Well, sorry, man. All phones off. Oh, someone just said that they may have found her body. She hears. I hope they did have, and I hope they haven't. I hope they have in the sense that it gives the family some closure. I hope they haven't because the child at least still be alive, or possibly still alive. What do you say? Oh. We have some in-studio guests there showing us some pictures of the dad carrying the basket, but that's a sad situation.
Yeah, no, I have a daughter, so to think, now, that I am divorced and everything, if I want to get back to dating, that's scary. Just like, you really have to be able to trust somebody to be left alone with your child.
Again, if I had kids, I wouldn't leave my child with anyone. It's even bad leaving it, no effect on you, mom. But it's even bad to leaving it with mom because you don't know who mom's associated with, who she may let in the house. They may do something to the child. It's just a situation where, in today's time, if both parents don't have to work, I wouldn't let it happen. I think one should carry the load, listen to the child get to the point where they can take care of themselves, and then go back to work. I think we had that conversation about being a house dad, huh?
No.
Oh.
That was.
Would you have a problem if I was a house dad? If you and I was married? Let me see.
I'm like, wait, what?
I'm just saying, okay, you and your boyfriend, you and your husband.
Okay.
If you made enough money to support the family,
Okay.
would you be okay if he stayed home or took care of the kids?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Get that load off of me. Yes.
oh, get the load off of you.
Yes.
Oh.
Cause he's helping out the house. Like, at this point, if I'm the stay-at-home mom,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of work to be a stay-at-home. I'll give it up to any stay-at-home mom. Man, my two drive me insane. So all day.
I met your kids. Your kids don't act like they that bad. What you looking at your mom for? Did she drive you insane? Ah. So you reap what you sowed.
Exactly.
Oh, let's get to our day's topic. What did you want to ask me earlier?
I said, is it okay?
Okay, y'all, here it comes. This caller. Today's topic for Friday's edition of Naked Truth is what?
Is it okay for your boyfriend to buy his baby mama a gift for Mother's Day?
Is it?
Is it? I'm asking you. It's a question.
That's kind of difficult for me to answer, not having any kids.
Right.
But I would have to say, what if I had a girlfriend or wife,
Mm-hmm.
and she wanted to buy her kids' dad something for Father's Day?
Correct.
That's a no-no.
What do you mean that's a no-no?
For what? No, sorry, not gonna happen.
They had a child together, though.
Okay,
Okay.
it's not gonna happen.
So, in my sense, yeah, no phones allowed. In my sense,
Thank you, Rock. Rock say nope.
no.
Y'all just tick 10 and say nope. It's not gonna happen.
So that's because y'all don't have kids. Y'all don't understand.
Rock.
Like,
Rock has kids, I assume. Rock, if you have kids, call in. There's the number on the screen, 832-649-8406. The topic for the day is, callers say, is it okay for the dad to buy his baby mama something for Mother's Day?
yep.
What if you want to take him out to eat with the kid?
Nah, see, that's pushing it.
Why?
A gift.
Okay,
It's a
what's your
gift.
son's name? What's your son's name?
My son's name
Yeah.
is Jesse.
Okay, Jesse came and said, just say you, Dad, I want to take Mom out for Mother's Day. I want to take her to a restaurant. He only 5 or 6. So the dad said, okay, man, call her. He want to take his mom out for Mother's Day, so I'm gonna
Give me 40 bucks, I got you.
Huh?
Me and my son I'll make sure we go out I'll take pictures for you. But you pushing it.
But why is it is it okay to let him buy her something for Mother's Day?
I think it's okay.
Why?
Like, okay, so my ex-husband texted me this week. He goes, hey, the kids got $20 each. What do you want for Mother's Day? It's from the kids. My kids are old enough now to let them know, hey, mommy wants this, or I think mommy will like this. But if he's coming directly towards me, then he wants to make sure that they're not buying something they think I want.
Okay, everybody. Carla has a rare situation. This is the unusual.
Unicorn. I'm a unicorn.
Everyone else is just up and buying here flowers, candy,
Something like that.
lingerie, just buying a baby mama something.
I'm not lingerie. You pushing it though. See, it's the things. That
Somebody
you buy.
said they will speak on it in a few minutes. Someone said pushing it is buying flowers, because flowers are more personal.
Depending on the flower. That's all. See, if you buy a woman red roses, like it shows the signs of love. So now if you
Time
buy,
out. Stop that. Quit. Hold up. So what does that say as to you if your husband or boyfriend bought his baby mama some flowers? What does that say as to
if
you?
it's red roses,
Yeah. What does
then
that say?
he still got it. You know, she still got it going on.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you this question. What is y'all sign to us to say that we still got it going on?
What you mean?
Like if you bought me a certain gift for Father's Day, what that you know?
Oh, see, I don't do that. I take my 2 little babies.
As a woman,
Okay.
if you wanted to tell a man he still got it going on, or he still got a shot at this, or he can hit this periodically,
Let's
what
go
would
play
you?
pool. Let's go catch up real quick. That's how you know you still got
Pool
it.
with the wait a minute, time about.
Yeah,
When you say
pool,
pool with the
like-
stick, that was too metaphor. My mind went somewhere else. Forgive me, y'all. But anyway, 832-649-8406 is the number. Call in and tell us your opinion. Is it okay for your baby daddy to buy him his baby mama something for?
Wait, there's too many baby mamas and
Yeah,
baby daddies.
you
there.
asked the
Hold on,
question.
hold on,
You
hold
got
on.
you got
I
me.
said, is it okay for your boyfriend or husband to buy their baby mother a gift
For Mother's Day.
for Mother's Day?
In reversing that question, on my end, no. She cannot buy her child's father, the father of her children, something for Father's Day. No. Nothing.
I believe that's petty.
Well, hey, it all depends on what type of relationship you have.
Yeah,
Some
like,
people got deep-rooted trust issues, some don't. Not saying that I would prohibit it because I have trust issues. Just men take things different than women do. A woman buy a man something, a man mind runs. Oh, I knew she liked me. I can get that.
oh yeah, no. I make it very clear.
A man buy a woman something, regardless of what his intentions is, she may not take it as that.
Yeah.
So it's totally different. So to avoid the problems, no, you're not buying him nothing. If you buy it for him, go stay with him. I'll let you buy. Oh, there we go. There we go. Who is this? Welcome to the Naked Truth. What's your truth?
This is DHL International Express.
Oh, you got the wrong.
You have an urgent express not...
Oh, she got the wrong number.
You got your express.
Hello, the Naked Truth. What's your truth?
No, it ain't okay.
Oh,
That was a strong no.
that was a no, strong
That's
no.
a strong no.
It's not okay for you to be involved with one person, have a baby by, and you with someone else, and you buy them something for Father's Day or Mother's Day. It's not okay because it's sending bad signals.
Thank
But
you.
Hold on. So a simple Father's Day card with the kid's signature is not okay?
Yeah, but
It's
in the
a
back,
gift.
of his mind, he's still gonna be like, I guess I'm still in there somehow.
But it's a meaning. Well, to me, it's a meaningless gift. But for the kids, they want to buy their father something.
Give them $5 and send them to the store.
What you think? But what do you think that your other half is thinking when you buying this gift?
Caller, he's talking to you.
Oh, my other half. I don't have another half.
No.
Oh.
No.
But
He's-
if in the event you had another half,
Yes,
what
I
do you
did
think
have-
he would think about you doing that?
Well, in this situation, I actually was with my ex-husband.
Mhm.
He had a baby mama.
Mhm.
So when it came to that time, we would communicate, and we were talking about, oh, hey, he'd be like, hey, we're gonna go take Trenton to go get something for Raven. I said, bet. To me, it's a present from the child. It's something, to me, it's okay.
Caller, would you agree that women take things differently than men?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
A man give a woman a gift, he may have some unrighteous intentions, but she may take it as if it's just a gift, him being nice, him being thoughtful and considerate. Because in certain situations, they are so naive about what we do.
Yeah,
Now-
when a man give a woman a gift and she accepts it, he also got other ulterior motives. I feel like that man giving that gift for a reason, and he looks at how she accepts that gift to know what's the next move.
But that's
Okay.
when communication comes along. Like, I feel everything's about communication towards me. Like, if I put my foot in your neck, you better know it's going to stay there. Just don't think that this little present's going to ease my foot off your neck. No.
Your name is Karma, right?
Yes.
Well, she went to smiling when you asked her that. She lit up. What's up?
My name.
Okay, check this out.
Mhm.
Say, for instance, that you at work one day and your ex send you some roses to your job. You'll have a man at home. You take those roses home and you sit them on the table. It was all good intentions. You just ran across your ex's mind.
Oh, yeah, see, no, I
Take home.
wouldn't
Your
take
man
him
gotta
home.
think about it.
I wouldn't
Wow.
have taken them home because that's a fight waiting to start.
And don't you think it should be the same way about that Father's Day or Mother's Day gift?
But
It may not be a fight at that instance, but in the back of their mind, they're
There's
still
something
thinking
going on.
about the thing. They still think about, man, he gave us some roses. Man, he bought her a car. Why did he bring a car? Later on down the line, you may have a problem with that. So the best way to stop that problem, don't even start it.
That's it, man. Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller.
You're welcome.
All right.
You're
I
welcome.
guess I'm too nice. I'm too kind-hearted.
No, a lot of times women are naive by men's intentions, and a lot of times you don't see the gray area that lies there. They can be that just and you it's just first time you get into your relationship with your significant other and you did that, all it's gonna come up. I think relationship has enough issues in them as to where we don't have to create any additional problems. And I think we got another one. You started something. Man. Welcome to the Naked Truth. What's your truth?
Yo, what up with it, man?
Oh, this is we have a new addition to the show called What's on Your Mind Friday. And this is the guy, Fresh, that's calling in on Fridays and expressing what's on your mind. What's on your mind, Fresh?
On my mind, Fresh. Well, first of all, I was actually paying attention to what y'all was talking about and with the Mother's Day, Father's Day gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had already answered on online. The answer for me would definitely be no.
Oh, this is Rock. My fault. This is the one that said no.
The only reason why I say no is because it's just due to the respect of the woman that you're with. If you're not with that person, I honestly believe that Mother's Day or Father's Day gifts shouldn't be issued out, especially if y'all not together. It only does anything but cause problems.
I agree, man. I think the grown-ups agree.
I'm still a child then.
I didn't say that. Thank you, Rock, man. Keep watching the show. Hit that share button. Hit that like button. Thank you, man.
No problem, homie.
All right. Okay, you started this.
I know. But it's Friday.
Let's bring our guests in.
Okay. I'm excited.
Now,
about this
let me
one.
say this here. I don't want to misrepresent him, but on Facebook, I have been promoting. I have your weed man's weed man.
My weed man's weed.
You know, everybody got a weed man.
Of
Those
course.
who smoke,
Yes.
they got a weed man.
Of course.
But this is the weed man to the weed man.
Oh, snap. Oh, no. That's my... And my mama here, too. So, yeah, I want to get interested with this one.
Do you got a belt? Huh? You got a belt? Oh, my God. Well, we're going to bring Dr. DAHER in from Memorial Herman? No. No. He said no.
No. Stop giving false information.
On the Naked Truth. We can't do that on the Naked Truth.
At all. You cannot.
Well, we're bringing Dr. Dr. DAHER. Yes, you on, sir. We're going to bring him in. We'll let him explain ourselves.
Yes.
Everybody, this is the weed man to your weed man. But he don't sell weed, so let's get that straight. He does not do drugs. He does not sell drugs.
That's right. That's right.
But if you want to know something about some marijuana,
Just say no, folks.
he say just say no. How you doing, man?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm
How
fine.
are you?
I'm fine. Nice to meet you again. I met you one
Sorry,
day
I
at the.
don't agree with you. I agree with the lady
About what?
about everything, but you know what you were discussing earlier.
Oh, you know what? You the first guest that came on here and just jumped straight into the topic.
Yes.
She's right. It's about the kids. It's not-
Right? It's about the kids.
Yeah, be the bigger man.
Okay. Earlier, you said do not buy a woman flowers.
Flowers is different. Flowers has a
Exactly.
meaning.
It's depending on the
Flowers
gift.
is the move.
What do you mean flowers is a move?
What do you think I mean?
Yeah.
Flowers is, hey, how about it?
You said something about flowers over candy over flowers, because flowers you have to take time to pick and stuff like that.
There's a message. There's a hidden message in flowers.
Exactly. See,
Where have you been?
when I say a present, I mean like a card,
Yeah.
something that says dad, something,
Have them
let
do
the
some,
kids
make something
create,
for them at
yeah,
school.
let
Yeah,
the
that's
kids
great.
create something for them. That's a gift.
Well, you excuse me. You didn't
Specify.
specify. You said
It's a gift.
men, women. Would you be okay with your significant other buying their baby mama a Mother's Day gift?
Yes.
And that was a broad question. He can buy her anything he chooses.
Yeah, he can.
No, we ain't doing that. Sorry. Because if I do it, that gives her the liberty to do it with her kid's father. And we ain't going to do that. That causes too much problems. Sorry. Now, doctor, have you been watching? Let me beg before I ask you that question.
Mm-hmm.
Would you let your wife buy her kid's father a Father's Day gift?
Sure.
Oh, you confident man. You better.
You're not?
Who, me?
That's right.
I think I'm a little. I think I have a little wisdom within my means, and that kind of gives me some confidence to say, hey, the decision that I made, I'm gonna stick with.
The door's open, man. The door's open.
But I'm not a jealous person. I'm very confident. I feel like,
To me, that shows insecurity.
what's that?
Thank you.
Not letting it take place like that.
Yeah. To me, it shows you don't trust. To me, it shows that you think it's something more deeper than it really is. When I'm sitting here telling you that me and my ex-husband are completely done and this is only for the children,
That's right.
you can't.
Now let's put a twist on that.
Mm-hmm.
I may trust her. I don't trust him. And I know what that can create, what type of situation that can cause, and it may affect this household.
Okay.
And that's what I'm concerned about.
But at that point, it is her decision to let that cross that line or not.
Not always, because when she does that, give that gift, he can start to initiate things that she may have to put the brakes on, and you never know how aggressive he may get. Now I may have to step in to put the brakes on it. Now it's creating an entire different situation. Now I tell you, from now on, he's not coming by here to pick the kids up on his weekend. We'll drop him off at your mom's house. He'll pick him up from your mom's house.
See, now you created too much.
Exactly, because now the gift that you gave him on Father's Day created some other things, so I had to create that. You see what problem we created? So,
Yeah.
in my insecurity,
You're
I think
broadening,
so.
you know?
I think
okay, I might be, but guess what? To avoid all that, I just don't even go into it.
Don't have kids.
Don't have. Thank you.
You might be right.
Problem solved.
There
You
you
might be
go.
right. At my age, I probably don't need to have no kids anyway.
You know what Bob Marley said about that?
What Bob Marley say?
Bob Marley has a quote for everything. In this case, he said, "No woman, no crime." That's it. That's all you gotta do.
Well, I gotta commit the crime. Man. I can't do that. To my no woman. I don't know. Bob Marley must have been smoking that stuff.
Might, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I'm almost sure he was.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Maybe.
Okay, Doc, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Can you let the people know, your credentials and what you do?
So I'm.
Since I misrepresented you on Facebook saying you the weed
did,
man.
Yes, you did misrepresent.
I apologize for that.
I am a cardiologist, and I have an office in town, and I take care of heart patients. I am involved with an enterprise in California where we make sure that the cannabis products being sold in California are tested for safety and for content, and to be sure that they're good to be consumed. And the name of the company is VRX Labs. I think you have some.
I have some footage of it.
That's right. That's right. And
Now, for those who may not know,
uh-huh.
tell them what cannabis labs are.
So, cannabis is an agricultural product. So it's grown in the ground, and it can be exposed to things like pesticides, heavy metals, contaminants, bacteria, fungus. So before you put a product out there to be sold to the public, you want to be sure that they've been tested for all these things and they're not harmful.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy, not that you would, but when you buy your weed off the street, you don't know where it's been, right?
Oh, y'all listening to that?
Well, I don't know.
This is
I gotta come to you to get my weeds then?
I'm not saying that, but you should. We'll talk later. No, in California, I said business in California. But you do want to be sure that it's been tested properly. Illegal weed is not tested for anything, of course, you know. And there are many cases where the weed is laced with something else to make it heavier, so you can charge more for it because you sell it by the gram, I hear. There are some cases where they were adding lead to it.
lead.
Yeah.
Like the pencil
Could-
lead?
No, like lead, the metal. Like,
Oh.
yeah, because it's heavy.
Right, right.
So it makes your weed heavier, make more money
Mhm.
per pound.
Mhm.
Right.
But you smoke the lead, I can't tell you what that does to your brains, but it gets in your system, and then you get lead poisoning.
Is that why? You know what? I don't do drugs. I don't
Good.
in anything. But I do know now that a lot of people that does, you know, marijuana, they are a lot more aggressive now than they were when I was growing up. They have attitudes. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah,
man,
see, I don't know about
Makes
that.
you mellow.
Yeah, it
makes me.
no. I'm saying even
Yeah.
when they're not high, I know they have a lot more aggression in themselves now.
You're just used to them high.
No, I'm serious. I noticed that. I have a lot of friends that are cannabis, and they say doc, they be on something else.
Well,
They short tempered.
but that's also true. When
Mhm.
you're getting street cannabis,
Exactly.
you don't know what could be in it. Could be PCP, could be formaldehyde, it could be cocaine, or
Mhm.
you don't know what's in it.
I actually know one guy that actually sprayed it with wall spray.
Yeah.
What?
They put wall spray on it and put it up under the light so
Yeah.
it'll dry so much as to where you can inhale it, but it won't have the full effect on you as you would if you just out the can.
Sounds like a bad idea, doesn't it?
It makes it a lot more potent. They do it. They do it with road spray, wall spray, and some other type of. Yeah, they do that. It's a lot of weed. Yes.
Spray paint.
So if you ever feel like after you took a buzz, you can feel like you can fly, you may got some wall spray in your stuff. I'm just saying. So
Be sure that it's tested. That's what I'm trying to say. It's been tested somewhere. It's not, mixed with something bad for you.
do you have any research or you have any information about the tragics of street marijuana?
Oh, sure. Well, not just street, but marijuana itself, as a product, it may be safe, but it's really the contaminants that get you. There are many cases, well-known cases of cancer patients who smoked marijuana and had fungus in it and had pneumonias, and a couple of patients died from those pneumonias because they're very aggressive types of diseases. The lead poisoning I mentioned earlier, pesticides made their way into marijuana. There's a pesticide that actually turns into cyanide when you smoke it. And you and I know that's not good for you.
No. Oh.
You seen the James Bond movie and they hit him with cyanide? Yeah, that's not good. So cyanide, that pesticide is called Eagle 20, and when you heat it up, it releases cyanide. And of course, most people smoke their marijuana, so that's how they get poisoning from it.
Wow.
Yep.
So now, can I ask, what are the positives of marijuana? Because
What-
my mom, like, marijuana's bad for you, da 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 da, and I'm just like, but
Well, what do you think are the positives of marijuana?
like to me, it's like my anxiety. It helps me with my anxiety
Yeah,
because
sure.
being in like a domestic violence, when somebody gets close to me, I get like very like right now my leg's shaking and I didn't even realize it, but
Sure.
I get anxiety to where a point that I am very like aware of my surroundings and I need to know where I'm at all times.
Sure. Anxiety, marijuana is commonly used as an adjunct to other anxiety medications. For pain control, we all know about the opioid epidemic. And with a little bit of marijuana or CBD, which is either from marijuana or from hemp, you can reduce your need of using opioids by 30 to 50%. That seems like a good idea, doesn't it? Other things that marijuana is used for is nausea for cancer patients getting chemotherapy.
Depression.
It is helpful in depression as it is in anxiety. It's not very well studied. So there are many different applications where if it's not by itself a sufficient treatment, it enhances the others to the point where you can cut back on other medications, and that's always a good thing.
Right. You don't want to, instead of 50 pills, I'd rather take 3 pills
Yeah,
and smoke a little joint.
and a roach. Yeah, there you go.
He said roach. I ain't heard that term in some years. He said roach. Now,
I thought you didn't smoke.
just I don't smoke don't mean I don't know. Don't mean I don't know the lingo.
I'm just saying.
It don't mean I don't know the lingo.
Oh,
I ain't gay, but I know the 3-finger snap. I know the lingo.
How was that?
I hear how you do it.
you're good at it.
Shit, I can't snap.
Man, you do it both hands. Can you do it at the same time?
I may have a dictionary, but when you test it, how do you know it's clean? What's bad marijuana? What are some of the procedures?
So we use.
You want to describe what? Okay, let me ask you, what's this right here?
Well, this you're just seeing a sample in a test tube. That looks pretty, but that's really not what we do. The first thing you do with it is.
You want to take this call? You want to go talk?
Sorry?
They calling out of crazy. Welcome to the Naked Truth. What's your truth?
Man, what's going on, man?
Hey man, how you doing? We got the weed. Oh, we got Dr. DAHER in here, the cannabis guy. I know I put him on Facebook as the weed man, but he the weed man 'cause he tests the weed, ain't it?
Not like that.
How you doing, caller? What's your truth, man?
Man, my truth is I smoke a lot of weed.
Okay.
So we
Smoke a lot of weed. Now, my thing is, man, the legalization of this marijuana that they may come up with, hopefully in Texas, man, I'm trying to see is, would that still be a stipulation for pre-employment for you to take a drug test and test positive for marijuana? Would that be a problem that y'all have figured out or found something to foreshadow that? Get rid of that?
Doc?
It's a really good question, and in fact, if you think about it in terms of alcohol, for instance, alcohol is legal, but you can show up drunk to work, right? For marijuana, it's the same thing, with an added degree of complexity in that for alcohol, if I check your blood level and it's high, I know you're intoxicated with alcohol. For marijuana, if you smoke regularly, your levels may be high, and so we can't tell for sure. But I would say most states, including California, where marijuana is legal, you may still get drug tested on the job. It doesn't mean you lose your job if you have a higher level, but if you are intoxicated, they will fire you assuming that you were intoxicated with marijuana. That's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
As a physician, your opinion or your medical study or research, have you seen that marijuana give you focus or maybe a more relaxed feeling when you're in a working environment?
Well, to get really precise about it, it kind of depends on your THC and CBD content. So THC is the tetrahydrocannabinol, which is the upper, and then cannabidiol, which is the CBD, is kind of the downer. So most people experience the best effects with marijuana, with relaxation, with more CBD than THC, so higher
so you
CBD.
got your indicas and you got your sativas. The
Right.
sativas more
Right.
up and the indicas more down.
Yeah,
I know they smoke weed. They know everything.
So I'm a person that in the morning when I wake up, I smoke a sativa, right? And I be able to function. And then at night, once I get home off work, I smoke an indica. I keep both strands on deck. Now, my experience with hybrids was that you never get one or the other, and it's never satisfying. So I believe, in my opinion, that at work, when I'm at work, when I wake up and I wake and bake is what we call it, I normally have more focus and more, I focus on my job and I do better when I do. When I don't, I don't. So I'm thinking that if we have a benefit to your employee being, a little bit more focused at work and it benefits the stat quote or the in-line, why wouldn't it be, accepted? In which ways have, anyone's trying to legalize it here in Texas? What safeguards have they put up for people that do smoke marijuana and end up doing it either recreational or medicinally for us to be able to, keep our employment, though? What is the ways for us to do that or explanation because of that?
So your question is if we should use marijuana to improve productivity at work.
Right.
Yeah. I would say your experience is probably not everybody's experience with marijuana. If you're a habitual smoker, you'll tolerate higher doses of THC, which is true. And most people who are marijuana naive or who don't do that often, if they don't get a little bit of CBD, a little bit of indica in their sativa, they will have a bad experience. So I would say you're probably more at one extreme of the user spectrum, if you will, that you're a very experienced user, and so you know what's good for you. I wanted to say about the indica and sativa, when people have looked at it to see what it really represents, and let's say how much THC versus CBD you had in indica and in sativa, it really doesn't correspond very well. So those labels are used sometimes incorrectly. So if you're purchasing it, let's say from a dispensary, as you would in a cannabis legal state, and it's labeled indica or it's labeled sativa, you have a little more certainty that you know what's in there because they have to label how much THC and CBD is in it. So you can look at the ratios in there. But if you...
And this is the other question that I had, and it's not on that same line, but it's also involved in, as far as potency when in reproduction. Does this new high level of THC have a problem or have any bearing on whether you are or not being able to reproduce regularly like you would without it?
And I feel this might be a special concern. You may want to call me about after the show. Maybe. I don't want to shoot you down, man, but I'm thinking we're getting up close and personal here.
I'm just saying, like, if you smoke marijuana a lot, whether it's the what we call Reggie or swag, or you smoking the hydroponic marijuana, I'm trying to see the potency of the THC. Does it cause or have any effect on whether or not, you become impotent where you can't produce? Not saying that you're where you can't get a hard on if that's able to say online, but I'm saying able to, be able to reproduce, be able to spit active sperms out to be able to have more kids.
That's probably an area where more research is needed, I would say.
Okay.
It's called Viagra.
He told you he doesn't have a problem.
No, I was
He's just planning ahead.
Yeah, I understand what he
He
meant.
just wants to know.
I'm always messing with people. Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, it's a mother, okay? It's a mother. You smoke weed, I can see, in the morning and the daytime. Now, tell me, why, because you don't do it at all. 1 day or 2 days, your attitude, you mood, it changed?
So your question is if there is a withdrawal type symptom from marijuana. In most studies, people would say marijuana is not addictive like other substances. It's not the same. But I would say there is a feeling in the science community that just like alcohol, marijuana is probably not safe until you pass age 25 when your brain has matured. If you've done that before 25, it's likely that you're going to have some changes in your brain that may not be reversible.
Wow. Caller, was you smoking before the age of 25?
Yes.
You know the answer already?
I could say now to the addiction to marijuana. Now, the physical effects, I can't really say much to, but I can also say that when I do abstain from smoking marijuana for maybe a week or 2 weeks for whatever reason, that I do have withdrawal symptoms, and they're mostly psychotic. Like I'm either angry or irritable or something to that effect on a regular basis. And then when I smoke marijuana, I'm back to my calm, cool self. But I can say that even in that irritability, when I'm going through it, it's a need to say, man, I need to smoke me a joint. I need to smoke me a joint. So a lot of people that say that they're not addicted to marijuana, to me, I feel like they're just them avoiding, accountability to their addiction. And I'm just being honest. You may not be out trying to sell all your stuff behind it, but you do have a need a lot of times to continue to smoke marijuana if it's part of your regular routine. And that's just a person that smokes on a regular basis.
I think you're right about that. Just keep in mind the age thing that we mentioned, and let's just be clear about this. People can be addicted to all different things that don't have to be chemicals.
Right.
You can be addicted to shopping. You can be addicted to speed, or fast cars, or fast
Money.
women.
Mm-hmm. Well, why you look at me when you said that?
I don't know. I was just looking at you. But so you could be addicted to different things
like
that do not have to be inherently chemicals. And so I think you're right. Yes, if you're a habitual smoker, your body will feel different, and you will act different. Just as if you like Game of Thrones, and everybody's talking about the last episode, and you haven't watched it, you're gonna get cranky. You want to get home and watch it. I mean, it's the truth.
That's a great explanation.
Anything?
So, hey, doctor, let me ask you this. Do you think it's a difference in the marijuana that we were smoking in, like, say, the 90s versus the marijuana that's being grown now?
Yes.
Big
Man,
difference.
Are you sure you're not doing research on marijuana? Because yes, there's actually a lot more THC in the marijuana today than the one that was being smoked in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.
So we
Yes,
get
that is correct.
high.
We are
instead of
getting
just
the
high.
real deal.
I ain't mad at them. I ain't gonna tell you I'm mad at them. I'm asking the difference. I'm glad they stepped their game up.
All right, caller. Thank you for the call, man. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and subscribe. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate the info, Doc. Thank you.
You got it, man.
Wow.
He knows his stuff.
You might be a weed man.
I don't know.
Well, again, these things right here.
Right. So in here, you have a sample. So when you test marijuana for a grower, let's say they have a batch of this, you want to take different pieces from. Let's say they bring you a pack of 10 pounds. You want to take pieces from all around it. That's flower and trim that you're seeing here. So you want to take from a representative sample, and then you take it to the lab. And when you take it to the lab, you take it like this, so it's not contaminated. In the lab, we process it. We grind it, freeze it, grind it, extract it, and then we test the
Can
extract.
we roll it up and smoke it?
No. But you know, as we were interviewing people to work in it, I get a call from this guy, and he says, "Well, so what is the job exactly?" And I said, we need somebody to sample the marijuana. He says, "What do you mean?" I said, "Well, I've told you. You drive to the place where the grower is at, and you take samples." And he says, "Okay. And how do I drive back after I've sampled all that stuff? Surely that's not safe." I said, "No, you don't sample it. You put it in a box and bring it back." And he thought he was going to be paid to go smoke it and tell us if it was
That's
good.
what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
I
and it's
would-
a good job.
I would, man.
And you get paid for it.
Exactly, that's the best.
when
job
when
to
you
have.
have you have studies where
That's benefits.
yeah, you got studies where people go in and they experience the side effects of various medications, and they pay these people to do that. So many think it's something similar when you say
So he's just doing us
Yeah,
a favor. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just like a public service.
you're gonna pay me to get high.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a
okay,
good
where
job.
can
That's
I,
a-
like, where's my job interview? Like,
absolutely,
how can I
yeah.
apply? Cause
So so then after we have the extract or the concentrate, then you can do different things with it. Now, not every form of product that's tested is actually flour and trim. We get concentrates, the type they put in vape pens or cartridges. We get sodas or drinkables. And we also get edibles, whether it's cookies or chocolate
Brownies.
or brownies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
wait, you say you get sodas?
Yeah.
They have them in sodas.
I never heard of that. Soda?
Oh,
They make
snap.
sodas with 50 milligrams of THC. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Wow.
So mom, you see me
Make-
with a soda, don't ask for none.
It's like, what kind of
Please,
soda is
Mom.
this? Oh, it's I don't know. It's from overseas.
Now, is there something that says, okay, when you test it, is this something that says, oh, this is good, this is bad? I remember your wife saying one day about it's a light that it turns green or one turns red.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different type of test. We don't do that test in the lab, but that's the test that's available to do in the field. So you'd go out and on the spot you can check and see if there are high levels of pesticides. But in the lab, the test for pesticides takes about a day or a day and a half, and it's a pretty complicated test.
Okay. Wow. And that's the lab,
Yeah, that's me and some of my crew here.
the weed crew.
It's a week.
Let me stop saying
We're
that.
just trying to keep it safe for y'all, just looking out for you.
Pretty good looking crew.
And
That's
this is actually the lab setup.
So what do you have to study weed?
So most of so we have two types of analysts. We have microbiology analysts, and they'll be looking for harmful bacteria and fungus. And then we also have the chemical analysts, and they look for, they'll use techniques to look for the potency, and then for contaminants like pesticides, solvents, heavy metals.
Oh, okay.
So those are the two tracks in the lab. Because the two things you're worried about is contaminants, bugs, and what have you. And then the harmful chemicals.
The question I kind of lost my train of thought. It's something that she
You
said.
know what would make you sharper right now?
What's that? I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it.
I
Nah.
got
It was something.
We double team on it. That's good. It's a 1-2 punch.
I was supposed to ask you something about something she had just said.
What I say?
I lost my train of thought about it. But where are they in legalizing marijuana in Texas?
So in Texas, we've had a couple of steps forward and a couple of steps back recently, to be honest with you. Marijuana for medical use is approved in Texas only for intractable seizures. So you have to have seizures that are not responding to any other medications. In that case, you can go to one of a handful of dispensaries with a prescription. There's a long track of paperwork that you have to fill out, and then you can get your marijuana. We also have also restricted, but we also have synthetic marijuana in the form of a pill. It's called Marinol, and so
Marinol.
Marinol, and we use that for nausea for older folks or cancer patients. So those are the ways you can get it. As far as recreational marijuana, Texas is not legal for recreational marijuana, so you can't do that. There are currently no less than 10 bills in the state legislature looking to somehow advance marijuana. But Texas, like I said, is one step forward, 2 steps back. And for instance, with the federal government, with the Farm Bill that was signed in 2018 into law, CBD from hemp source has become legal. It is still not legal in Texas. Most experts will tell you it is unclear whether it is legal or not because it's not exactly the product of the cannabis plant, and cannabis and its products are prohibited in Texas. It's from hemp, but if you get caught with it, the officer may not be able to tell, and you're going to jail. So even a couple of years ago, there were raids against CBD dispensaries in Texas, in Harris County, actually. So right now, it is not legal. And don't buy it somewhere and bring it here.
So if I go to Denver and I buy some, I better not bring it here.
Well,
You
if
won't
you
go
get caught,
back.
then it's
Yeah,
a federal
what
crime
you
because you
mean?
crossed
So
state
state line.
line. Yeah.
Hey man, how did you go from being a heart doctor to this?
So that's a good question. I like that. But I think a lot of people say, marijuana this, marijuana that. It is not a miracle cure. But I would say, in my view, it is not more harmful than alcohol. Now, so that's on the downside. It is no worse than alcohol, I think. And my view about alcohol, I shared that with you. I think you should not drink before you're 25 because it does alter your brain, and we know that. And I think the same thing about marijuana. Past that, you're looking at, okay, what are the benefits? All these medical indications, can it help? Yes, it can. Are we doing better with other medications? Are we doing better with opioids for pain control? I don't think so. Are we doing better with for nausea or for anxiety? And, could we use a little bit of help? I think it could help. It could be very, very helpful. So yes, by training, I'm a cardiologist. But if you look in terms of wellness, what's good for you? How do you live a good life? Sure, exercise. Eat right, blah blah blah, and see what's out there for you that can make you enjoy life better. If we say it's okay to enjoy a glass of wine with fine dinner, why are we saying it's not okay to enjoy a little bit of marijuana
With fine dinner.
with whatever you enjoy?
You have to munch it
With
afterwards.
desserts, yeah. There you go.
Well, in that case, if restaurants sold marijuana, they'll increase their sales because when you smoke, you're gonna eat.
Exactly.
Only
Yeah.
burger joints.
Burger joints,
Yeah.
pizza too.
White Castle.
Pizza too. Cold pizza. And you high. Oh man, that's the best pizza in the world.
How you know?
I used to be a
He
kid.
doesn't know.
I used to be a kid. I ain't lie. I experimented. Like the president say, I experimented with marijuana.
Did
I
he-
smoked, but I did not inhale it.
Wait,
That was the words of the president.
which president said that?
Bush.
Bush.
Bush. He said he smoked, but he did not inhale it. I don't know how that was possible, but if it worked for him, if it
It's
worked for
gonna
him,
work for me.
it's my plea too.
I plead the fifth.
But wow, that's amazing, man. I didn't know that, But I feel like this. God put that marijuana plant here for a purpose, and it needs to be studied because it could be a miracle cure for something. But 'cause drugs don't abuse people; people abuse drugs.
Well, I think that's a fair statement. I don't know if it's a miracle cure for something, but you're gonna when you look at the history of marijuana, it's fascinating because the place where it started, it's the Hindu Kush, of course, in India. There's high plateaus over there.
I didn't know. I
And
didn't
it
know
has
that.
traveled from India throughout the world. And interestingly, marijuana has gotten most likely to California from 3 different places. It got to California likely from traveling up from South America, and also down or westward from North America. But also, most likely, there was some weed that back when Alaska was communicating with Asia, then you had the land bridge there, and you had people cross over, and they most likely brought from Asia some marijuana there, and so no wonder California has the best.
It's like they was the pioneers of marijuana at one point.
It's very, very interesting how it's spread throughout the world. So you think about it, the marijuana you find now, let's say in North America, is different from the marijuana that still exists in Asia. And the reason is we've changed it, and it has changed in response to our needs. You see what I mean? Because if you're growing it, you're going to pick out what's good, and it gives you a pleasurable effect, and what's not. And when you're doing this, you're selecting. And that process of artificial selection has shaped the marijuana plant into our needs.
I know you're not a lawyer, but because this is your field, I know you probably heard some rhetoric about it. What is Texas' fear of legalizing marijuana? Because I feel like in politics, everything is about the dollar. So I feel if Texas saw a way to profit from it, they would. That's just my thoughts about it. So I'm thinking that they don't see how it would be a gain. They still looking at it as a loss. I don't know if it's because of the prison system or what, but what is their fear of legalizing marijuana?
I don't know if it's a fear. Texas is going at its own pace. I think that's not everybody wants to go as fast as Colorado and California. That's fine. There are only 10 states that have legalized recreational marijuana, so it's going somewhere, but it's not going really, really fast. In the case of Texas, you should know that last elections, both parties had legalization on their platform one way or the other. So it's making progress. I think it's more positive than negative. I didn't think anybody expected Texas to be the first state to legalize. So
No, I didn't. I
but
knew they would.
I think it's going at its own pace, and it's fair.
So pretty soon, you're going to be able to pull up and say, man, give me a bag of Doritos, pack of Cool 100, and 3 joints.
Well,
Hopefully, if I live for that day,
there you go.
that'll be the best day.
Help her, Lord. Help her, Lord. Well, Doc, we almost out of time, man. I'm glad. The time flew, but I'm glad that you came.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, you enlightened me on a lot. Especially you,
Good or bad.
the dialogue you have with the caller. You
Yeah.
enlightened me a whole lot.
That man knew his stuff.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Pretty sharp guy. Caller know a lot too. Caller, you surprised me.
What?
What's in that can you got over there?
What's
You sure ain't one of them drinkable?
Hey,
Yeah,
I didn't
It's
even
a
know
soda.
they had them.
it's a soda.
It's a
It's a
soda.
I got the weed soda.
You might do. You women play real naive, and y'all just be just as like that. Like we had that topic that they who lie the most out of men and women. Y'all lie far more than we do. We just get caught more than y'all do,
Oh, I know
yeah.
that.
So you might be lying about this soda. There might be something in there. What you think, Doc?
I
Can you
have-
test
I
it
have-
real quick?
I have no comment on
Can you?
men
I'm asking
and women.
you a chief examiner. Can you test that soda for me, please? I just want to know. Can you test it right
We're
here?
gonna get caller back on the line. He'll tell you from
Maybe
home
he
what's
can-
in
yeah,
it.
he can
He'll
come
tell you
over
from
and
home.
test.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's our show for today. Y'all remember tomorrow, May 11th. Y'all have what's that little Pookie got a summer event?
Who?
Little Pookie from GMT Radio, the co-host from Monday. She has a summer event, so y'all take y'all kids out there. That's if the weather permits,
Yeah, I
because it's
know.
supposed to be bad tomorrow. And you got anything events coming up?
I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, since it is on Sunday, but today it is Mexicans Mother's Day, Hispanic culture. Today is the day.
Is it?
So I actually brought my mom a. Come here, Ma.
Oh yeah, come on around here, Mom. I didn't know y'all day was today.
Today's our day.
Okay.
So this is my mama. Where's
Let me get out of the way.
No, Doc. No, Doc. No,
you're fine.
No, Doc. No,
We're
Doc.
all saying bye. Ma, do you want to say anything?
Well, I was just thinking about the mom with the,
The little girl.
the little girl, and I'm hearing all this stuff, and how,
Broken for her.
yes. But
I know.
we here for her, and whatever we can do, we will do.
That's a sad situation.
Yes. I've been thinking about her all week, so, yeah, it's sad. I got my daughters, my kids, my grandkids, so it's hard.
Okay. Okay, and
Yeah.
Doc, is there anything you want to say before we
Thanks
go?
for having me. That was a lot of fun.
Man, I thank you for coming. I think you really did. And y'all remember?
Next
Before-
time,
Sir, go ahead.
let's have the show in California next time. And
Yes,
Okay, I'll
I'll
pick-
come.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
test that though.
Yeah, I bet you'll be on time for that one.
Yeah,
yeah.
I won't have to call you at all for that one. Huh?
At all.
You hope I will rush you in, huh?
No, I'll be here like before us. Like, I open the door for you. What you mean?
we'll
Okay,
have
that's-
sodas for you.
That,
No, you
see?
got it.
He got me.
That's our show for today. Your political hip hop outlet, The Naked Truth. I'm Jimmy the Square Guy, the one talk fly T for we lie to you. Caller, our club bottom model, Dr. DAHE-CSO,
There
the
you
chief examiner of the cannabis,
Science officer.
chief science officer
There you go.
for the cannabis lab,
Yes, VRX Labs.
VRX lab, and we got Carla's mom. She brought her mom here today for Mother's Day. This is the Hispanics Day that they celebrate Mother's Day on Friday. Ours is Sunday. And before we go, let you know, we can stop forgiving others when God stop forgiving us. So that's our word for the day. And we'll see y'all again Monday. And that's it.
See y'all.